I'm sure you will not believe it if I tell you that as a beginner, you can actually create an heel. Hi, I'm Odurole Mojibola and I am your shoemaking made easy tutor. Let me quickly take you through the process of actually fixing the heel for this beautiful children, heel sandal. I need you to know that when it comes to heel, there are so many ways you can actually create. Yes, I can tell you. The easy way is to use what I call the shankless insole. Of course, you need shank when you want to create, and heel just to make it stable on the feet of whoever is wearing it. But with this shankless, in short, you do not need any form of shank. You don't also need an insole cardboard. You don't need a shank board as well. And of course, it's really very stable. I'm sure you can see all of the process that this involves. If you really want to watch a full video on how to actually make use of this shankless insole, I need you to let me know in the comment section. I am interested in seeing the video on how to use this particular shankless insole, if you really mean what you are saying. All right, so after you have fixed, of course, the socks lining, which is what I just did, look at how gorgeous it looks on the feet of the baby. So let me know in the comment section if you would like to know more about the shankless insole. I am going to definitely see you next time. Bye. Yes, now we are actually right in the middle of the next time. I know you have actually seen this, and if you haven't, like I said, let me know in the comment section. I will guide you on how to see all of this. Today we are going to be looking at this beautiful heel as well, which is also made for a baby girl. I need you to know that you can make your baby's new year or Christmas heel or even church heel. It doesn't have to be as far as Christmas. So that is what we are basically going to be looking at today. I need you to sit back and I will be right. I've already wrapped this. I'm not going to be going through it again. So for the front part, I know that severally have taught us how to do this. I just measured 6.5 centimeters. So I stitch, you understand, about a 0.25 on the two sides. So, and this is what I have. So I intend to actually use 3 centimeter wide strap. That's why I made it 6 centimeter wide before I stitch. So if you want your own to be wider than this, first of all, make up your mind on the width you want. So your final width, in case it's 4, you are going to measure like 8.5 centimeters, so that by the time you stitch, don't forget that a part will be here, another part will be here as well. So that's what I have right here. Now I'm going to be using this particular cord, this Rhinestone cord. Now before I use it, I'm also going to open it and remove. I find out that there is actually something like a rope inside it. So I'm going to open it and remove it, just so that we do not have it being too bulky. So I'm going to just cut this part off, then return it, use my gum to hold it down like this so that this place will be flat. Of course, I'm going to remove some part of this as well. I'm going to remove it because I want it to be able to lay properly well. Can you see that? So let's go ahead and let me apply gum on this and hold it down. So I've applied the gum. I'm just going to place it on top of it. So I just want it to stay perfectly well anyway. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we want to hold our cord this way. Hold it appropriately this way. Then we are going to be doing this. You understand? So you can actually do this way. It depends on the direction you want it to have. Do it this way. You can see what I did. Place it this way. Then let it come like this. So then we are going to just take our time to pull it. You want to also arrange all those parts. I'm going to fold it this way. Don't forget we are creating a baby girl heel. It's actually a baby girl Rhinestone heel. So I'm going to you pull it, you understand, you can see how I pull. So that is the way this place is going to be positioned. Of course, before that, I'm going to go ahead and place my shoe lace on top of it, and I'm going to go ahead and lace. So let me pull it a little. So first of all, we need to do this first. So don't worry, you can still adjust this after. So this is what we are having. Now the size I'm working on is actually size 31, 32, whereas this is size 29. This shoe last is 29. Now the reason I'm using this 29, like I always say, I love to, you know, experiment when I'm using or working on a particular design or a particular material, you know. So now this particular insole that I'm using is what I call the shankless insole. And if you place your, what did they call it, on top of it, I'm sure you can see that there is space right here. If I make use of that same 32, 31, 32, it will be wider than what I have. So I have already started experimenting with different shoe lasts that I have to be certain of what appropriate size I can use, especially because for now I've not been able to lay my hands on a heel, you know, shoe last for children. This is a flat shoe last for children. So as I begin the experiment, I find out that my size 29 will perfectly work for me because of, you see this small opening here will cover up for the remaining part of the what did they call it, 32 size. I mean this opening here. And if I decide to use 32, don't forget it will still have this opening because it's a flat, you know, shoe last that I'm using. Please note, the appropriate shoe last to use is a heel shoe last for children. If you can lay your hands upon it, please use that. But if you can't, I am going to suggest that use a bit lower size to last it because of this arc shape. Please note, if you are creating for a wedge, please just follow the same size. If it's a wedge sole, you know, wedge sole, the inner sole are always flat. It is the wedge that gives it the shape. So you can easily use this to last it. I mean, use 29 to last 29, as long as you have standardized your shoe last and you are sure that the instep, the ball guards, the heel height, all of them are perfectly okay. If you don't understand what I mean by standardization of shoe last, I think you should be in our combo class. In the combo class, we learn so many things when it comes to the basic technique involved in shoemaking. From your shoe last selection, your shoe last standardization, which is applicable to both wooden and the plastic shoe last. We also learn how to actually relate with our customers, how to market our products, how to also make sure that at least we create a perfect pitch deck, especially if you want to apply for a grant and they ask you to create a pitch deck and you don't know how to create it. Like I said, we learned almost all the necessary and the basic things you should know to run a shoemaking business. We didn't just major on the skill, we also work on the business aspect of shoemaking. So please let me know in the comment section if you would love to know more about our combo class. Now, because this is 31, 32, I find out that my 29 is working perfectly well. What does that mean? If I want to use an insole that is actually 29, the 2930, I will be making use of a shoe last that is size 27. I mean a flat shoe last that is size 27. Like I said, I'm still working on a heel shoe last for children. I'm hoping that I'll be able to lay my hand on one that is cost effective, and I'll be able to share with us on how we can actually get that, especially if you are already planning for Christmas season, on how you want to cash out by making cute heels for children. So let's quickly go into that. Like I said, just place this way. I have taught severally on how to position, you know, on your shoe last, both for children and adults. I need you to check out my videos on how to position. I will try as much as possible to put some at the end of this video as well, so that if you are just watching my channel for the first time, you can go ahead and also learn from that. I need you to know that all we do here is make shoemaking easy and at the same time very simple for you. So I'm going to hold it down right there. Like I always say, you need to be very careful when you are doing all of this. I am going to be making use of my glue to just hold it down, you know, a bit to ascertain what I really need. Please be careful, because your glue will stay there and you might not be able to remove it. And when you want to remove, it can actually, you know, alter some of, you know, probably tear off your leather. So you need to be very careful. can see what I have. So the shankless insole also has opening already for those who might want to actually create, you know, probably a tongy sandal for their children, or a tongy, you know, slippers. So you can see what I have right here. This is standing right here. Now this is size 32. You can see what it looks like. This is actually going to size somebody who wears 32 perfectly well. I can ascertain that because I have worked with this shoulder severally. So what are we doing next? You want to fold this place properly like this. You can see what it looks like. So I am going to still go back and then place it again. Make sure it aligns. You want to make sure that it's sitting properly at the back so that the baby's leg does not begin to shift all around. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and then place this here. Don't forget, it's actually a sandal, so we are going to be placing it this way. I think this one seems not to be at the appropriate place. I'm going to just adjust it so that it will be at the center, you understand, of the shoulders. So let me do that before I continue. So I just adjust a bit. I'm also going to hold that down before I go to the back pattern. Now you can use any kind of back pattern. The amazing thing is that if you are creating for a child that can wear slippers, I mean like slippers that can wear it, you can actually do this, and then you can do this for them. Now another thing you can do with this that I want to show us, let me show us. You can actually use what we call a connector. This is actually a connector. Insert this, insert this, insert this in between just to hold that part perfectly well. And I'm going to, probably you want it to have a straight line in between, so you bring it. Can you see what it looks like? You know, I didn't plan to do this with it, so that's why it's not going towards the back. Can you see what we have here? So if you want it to come towards the back more, it can also come. You will have, please, you will have arranged all of that too earlier. You must have arranged all of that. So with what you have here, you can just create, you know, a sling at the back. Just create a sling back, and then you are good to go with your design. But I'm not going to be doing that. At the same time too, you can decide to actually, there is also another design that looks more like this that you can also try to use for the back pattern. I'm just trying to open our eyes to other designs. You don't have to say by force it has to be this kind of back pattern. I have taught on how to create this back pattern on this channel. Definitely you can ask me in the comment section and I will try to connect you with it. Please speak in clear terms. I would like to see the video on how to create, you know, a back pattern for children. That's how you should please request in the comment section. However, if I put it at the end of the screen of this video, I won't be responding to you. I expect that at the end of the video, you should be able to see it and click it and watch. So in case you find that out in 2-3 days, I am not responding, it means it's definitely either on the screen or at the end of this video right on the screen. You can click the video options on the screen after watching this video. So if you ask and I respond, it means probably I didn't remember to keep it there. And if I respond to someone, please, you don't have to ask again. Just go ahead and click the video and watch, because I find that so many times I respond to people's question, another person will ask the same question without checking what I've replied previously. I don't want you to feel I'm ignoring your questions. Please try as much as possible to check all the answers that I've given to other subscribers who have actually asked me questions. I think that will help each and every one of us as well. So we are not going to be using a connector. It actually has different types. This is a particular one. We are not going to be using this for this particular design. I just wanted to show us so that we can see what it looks like. But this, we are going to just position it straight, place it. You can if you want it to be very close this way, you can. If you want it to come down a bit, you can do that. So this one too can come, and then with this we are good to go with, you know, all of this. I'm just going to reduce all of this. I'm going to reduce this too, then I'll try to hold it down. I'm going to still use So I will still remove all of the what did they call it, the rhinestone at the back. I'm going to reduce it because I want my outer sole to stay perfectly well. Now all this opening too, you can put your contact cement adhesive in between and let it lay flat. You also do the same thing on this side and let it lay very flat. Then you can go to the back pattern. I want to believe you have subscribed to this channel. If you haven't, come on now. It's free. Subscription is free. Just click the subscribe button. I know so many times some of us have been asking me questions about the join button that is under my video. Now the join button is actually an opportunity for you to be part of, you know, my YouTube community, as in a bigger way, which means that you are going to be supporting us in one way or the other with whatever, you know, you can actually afford. We have, you know, 3 different options there, and it has different opportunity as you join as well. So you want to go through, just click the join button, see how you can support what we do here. I want you to know that there are people supporting this channel. That's why you can keep watching us. So please, you to go ahead, click the join button, join our community. You can actually support us with as low as 600 naira on a monthly basis. Yeah. So, and of course, that is not just going to be for fun. You have so many opportunity you'll be getting. You know, it depends on your support level. So you can just go ahead, check it out and read. If you have any question, you can go ahead and ask me. So this is what we're going to be having here. So I think I need to also reduce this. So I'm going to suggest that if you are not sure of how to place this, I'm going to suggest you measure the height of 5 centimeters. Like measure 5 centimeters from this edge to this particular point. Just measure 5 centimeters as the height. In case you don't have a shoe last and you still want to create this for your daughter or your cousin or your niece or your neighbor's daughter, you can just go ahead and measure. By the time you place it, just measure from here to this particular hand here, measure 5 centimeters, and that will perfectly work. So that is if you do not have a shoe last, please. Oh, I need tape rule. I think I need a tape rule to check this, or a ruler. Thank you. So let's see what this is. Please ignore my tape rule and the way it looks. Can you see what I have right here? See it, and it's starting from that edge. In short, if you raise it properly, can you see it's starting from this edge up here? Can you see that it's at 5? Can you see it's at 5? So basically, even if you don't have a shoe last, I'm going to suggest you just position it like that, especially for children. Now we are working with size 30, 31, 32. It will still be it's still applicable to somebody wearing up to size 35. But if you are working with lower sizes, like say like 24, like 25, like 26, I'm going to suggest you use about 4 centimeters as their own height. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. All things being equal, you can use about 4 centimeters for them right here, and it will perfectly be okay. It will not be too high, you know, for them. So I can also go ahead and put this. So I also have a video on how to actually create, what did you call it, a back pattern, like I said. So I have for adults, I have for children right on this channel. So hula, our design is ready. So our design is ready. I'm sure you can see what we have right here. Can you see what we have? This is so beautiful. So all we need to do is just to follow every other process. I think I have a video as well where I have taught on how to go about the socks lining and the back pattern. Please do me a favor of course asking in the comment section, and I will definitely guide you on how you go about that. All this one inside, I've taught on that expressly, but today I just felt okay, let me show you another design you can actually create. I've also taught on how to wrap this part. I've also taught on how to wrap this part. If you would like to learn more about the shankless insole, you can also let me know in the comment section. It's available for you to actually buy and then of course use. We are going to be using a transparent heel for this as well. So like I said, we are going to be using, this is what I'm going to be using. As you can see, this is what I'm going to be using for these. So you can decide to use a plastic heel as well, where you wrap probably with this same leather. So I'm also going to try to fill up this part, because I've had a lot of questions about, oh, this is made of plastic, will it not break, will the gum stick to it? One of those things you should do, that I always encourage you do, is make sure you cover up that part. So I'm actually using, this is a wadding, it's an interface, it's a cloth interface, so it's called wadding. It's actually soft. Some people call it breast pad, that what they use as breast pad, but it's the soft one. So it's the soft one. So I'm going to just place it there to fill up that part. I won't be putting it here, because by the time I want to screw in my, my heel, it will definitely be distorting the movement of the screw. So I'm not going to be attaching to this. After attaching this, of course, I'm going to trim all of this, trim this, then place it flat right there just to fill in that part. Then apply my transparent gum. Is called a PU gum. Some call it chemical gum here in Nigeria. I don't know what they call it where you are. Some people say it's heat glue or heat gum. I don't know. So this is what I'm going to be using to finally, bottom it. So literally, our shoe is almost ready. The only thing is just the socks lining. Now, the amazing thing about this is that when you buy this particular insole from us, it comes with all the templates that you need to use it with. That is the amazing thing. All the templates comes with it. Like, okay, what you are going to use to cut the outer part, for example, is already there. So you just trim it out and cut. It comes with it. What you are going to be using, as the leather, this one now is this leather that I cut out, that I used to wrap this front, is there. Now this EVA foam cushion is that small EVA foam that we're going to be adding there, which is called Mako here in Nigeria. It's going to be in here. Of course, you are going to be placing that after you have actually screwed down your heel. That's when you'll be doing that. I think I need you to know that when it comes to even children heel, it's literally the same process when it comes to adult as well, except the lacing part, which of course is not the same shoe last. Now for this front part, you can see I wrote toe EVA foam. Now before you proceed, of course, to wrap this part, you are going to place an EVA foam, which keeps this place foamy. And also another one will be here. I use about 1 millimeter for this particular part. I have a detailed video on all of this. I don't want to go over and over it again, so that I don't have to bore us. For those of us who have not subscribed to my channel, I encourage you to please subscribe to my channel. We'll be bringing amazing design, because I believe by now you should be preparing for your Christmas sale. Don't wait until it is Christmas before you start planning the Christmas sale. Then also, if you love to be part of any of our classes, there's, like I've talked about, the combo class, we have our beginners class, we have our intermediate class, which has to do with pattern cutting, we have our advanced class where you learn how to create heels. Of course, like I said, our combo class is like an economic package where you can learn almost all that you need to know basically in shoemaking, you understand. So if you want to go for our premium packages, of course you can go for the intermediate class. It depends on exactly what you want to improve, you understand. So I want you to use the number in the screen, send me a WhatsApp message. If you would love to hear my voice, you can actually put a call through on WhatsApp, and I'll be there to respond to you. Thank you once again for joining me today. If you have not liked this video, you are very wrong. Don't tell me you were here watching me through all of this and you did not like this video. I'm not your friend again. Why will you not like my video? I will not play with you again. All right, thank you for liking it. Yes, I love you. Thank you for liking it. I'm going to see you next time. I still remain your shoemaking made easy tutor, Odurole Mojibola. I'm going to see you next time.